Well, regardless of how you have fared in your matric results, it is going to be a nerve-wracking time, no doubt. But it also starts a very exciting phase of your life. You get to now choose what you want to be or do for the rest of your life. Or is that the case? Now, we've got Anel Annadel, an educational psychologist here, to unpack this very confusing and what should be a very inspiring time. But I think for those that have just completed the marathon of your final exams, a very traumatic and a very tiring, exhausting time. How should, first of all, Happy New Year. How should our learners be approaching the results phase? How should they be approaching now getting their results and processing that?
I think the thing is to just go in with a positive attitude. What's most important for me is that the National Senior Certificate is a very important tool, but it is just one of many. Yeah. There's so many other things that are important going into a career that if you didn't do as well as you did, it's not worthwhile getting completely stressed out about it.
It isn't the end of the world, and I speak from my perspective as well, because I didn't do as well in some subjects that I thought I was going to do really well in, did well in subjects that I didn't think, and my whole kind of plan going out of matric changed so dramatically. There are obviously options available for those that want to go back and improve. How do you recommend someone approaches those first few steps after getting those results, now looking at what they want to do? The idea of deciding on your lifelong career at that age, or even earlier, as is often the case, seems a little bit ridiculous to me.
It is, and I think, you know, so many people don't know what they want to do straight after matric, and it's completely normal. So the most important thing for me is to really get to know yourself. What are your strengths? What are you not good at? Try and avoid those, you know, if possible. And your personality, the route you want to follow, the career you're going into, does that actually fit in with your values? So I know a lot of people and a lot of matrics will feel under stress to get things going and the ball rolling, but take a little bit of time out just to reflect on those things.
I suppose this is the first time in your life that you do actually get to a certain degree, think for yourself, act for yourself, do something that is all about you. And you want to take that time to make sure that you're doing something that you are going to be able to stay attached to for a long period of time.
Absolutely. For most matrics, this is the first time you actually really have to make a big decision, kind of by yourself. You know, you can have the guidance from people around you, but in the end, it's all about you and what you want to do.
A gap year. So much has been said. My gap year became 2, became 3. I was lucky enough to have my career kind of almost activate itself. How should we be approaching taking a break from studies? Is there a definitive answer?
For me, I think a gap year is a wonderful idea. I know a lot of parents, their hair like raises on the back of their necks when they think about it. But a gap year is not a year where you're going to be sitting at home on the couch. A gap year is a year where you're really going to be working towards something, whether it's either gaining experience into your new career or just using the year to get a little bit of extra money, travel experience that you might not have later in life. So a constructive year where you actually really work towards something.
I have to ask lastly, as we sign out, how did you receive your matric results? Were you happy?
No, interestingly enough, mine weren't even in the paper. So that was a very stressful thing. And found out later that there was a misprint. So remember that as well. Don't get stressed out immediately if it's not there.
All right. Well, we are really hoping that you get the results that you want, but if it doesn't go your way, it really is not the end of the world. Now, we are learning new things every day. Our education certainly doesn't stop when we leave school.